I'm Bryan DeLuca and this is Maker Build It. Today we're going to attempt to make a DIY 3D printing pen for less than $4. But before we do that, make sure you like and follow. So we're going to attempt to make the 3D printing pen out of this $3 hot glue gun we got at Michael's. But first, we need to measure these glue sticks. So the bag is telling us this is 7 millimeters and the length on it is 10.1 centimeters. Let's confirm that. So that would be 10.1 centimeters, which is pretty close, rounded up, slightly smaller. Let's confirm the diameter of this. And as we can see, it is slightly under 7 millimeters. Okay, let's get this modeled out and 3D print some PLA glue sticks. And while we're doing that, let's discuss why 3D printing pens are important to programs like Steam. 3D printing pens allow users to draw three-dimensional objects in midair, transforming visions into tangible creations with ease and precision. 3D printing pens have a great educational value. They provide a hands-on experience that can enhance understanding and design thinking among students of all ages. By materializing concepts into 3D structures, these pens make learning interactive and fun, especially in STEM fields where visualizing complex geometries is crucial. The ability to craft three-dimensional sculptures and add layers to traditional artwork opens up endless creative possibilities. Artists can experiment with textures, shapes, and structures, pushing the boundaries of their creativity. 3D printed pens have practical applications in prototyping and small-scale manufacturing. Designers and inventors can quickly sketch out ideas or create functional prototypes, facilitating the process of design and innovation. This rapid prototyping capability accelerates the development of ideas from concept to physical models without the need for expensive and bulky 3D printers. 3D printing pens serve as a versatile tool that cater to educational, artistic, and practical applications. We got our 3D printed PLA sticks done, and as you can see, they are very similar in diameter to our glue sticks. Now, we heated up this hot glue gun. We're going to put them in here, and we're going to test them and see if we get 3D print with this just like we do with a 3D printing pen. Insert our PLA glue sticks and see if we can make this work. Now it is having trouble gripping it, so I'm going to push down on here. And this glue gun may not seem to be hot enough to push the PLA through. Okay, so I know this will work. I just have a feeling this glue gun is not getting hot enough. So it did melt it, but as you can see, it failed, and I tried a couple more, and we sort of had the same result. It started melting, but not quite, and I realized why. As you can see, I purchased the low temperature glue gun instead of the high temperature glue gun. So we're gonna plug this one in, heat it up, and let's see if we could turn this into a 3D printing pen. Okay, so let's test this high temperature glue gun to see if we can make it a 3D printing pen. So after experimenting with multiple glue guns, different low temps, high temp glue guns, we had not too much luck, right? So we tried different variations of these sort of hot glue PLA sticks. Same thing, different densities, different infills, different wall amounts, and still no luck, right? Now, we are using mini glue guns, and the reason why I chose that is because it's probably more realistic to sort of the size of the device of a pen, of using something similar. but also they're less expensive, right, than full-size glue guns. And I do some research. So there are people out there who have made this work with certain types of glue guns. We're going to try these other mini glue guns. At this point, this is totally doable. We're not having luck with our $3, or I should say $3.99 glue guns from Michaels to make this work, but we're going to try a couple of more of these. Now, we didn't try a full-size glue gun, but we will. But remember, glue guns do have the correct heat, especially at high. Glue guns that are on high temperature have the correct amount of heat to melt PLA. But for some reason, we're not just getting it through the nozzle, so it's almost like a nozzle clog. Like I said, I don't know if it's because they're mini glue guns, but I mean, at the same rate, they shouldn't melt enough to be able to push through. And we are having some issues on these very inexpensive ones with the mechanism being able to push the glue, or I should say the PLA stick, through the actual glue gun itself. First, we're going to try these more expensive glue guns. In my opinion, once you get to a certain price point, you might as well just buy a 3D printing pen anyway, because honestly, you're going to save yourself time and some headache. But let's test these out. Let's see how they do before you go out and buy that 3D printing pen. I would take making anything right now, a square. Would I say that you can make this work? Absolutely. How functional is it? Absolutely, I would say not a great tool. You know, I was hoping we'd be able to sort of discover something where we could use a $3 or $4 glue gun in order to create 3D printing pens. That would be hopefully accessible to a lot more people to get people into 3D printing. But like anything in making or engineering, failure is part of the process. And from that, we learn. I'm sure, and I already have other thoughts, and I'm sure, like I said, there are people that have made this work, and I'm sure there's other things that can make this work. There's already things I thought of to try in a different experiment to see if we can make this work. At a $3 or $4 price point for a glue gun, I don't know how feasible it is, and even if you got it to work like we did with this slightly more expensive model, because we figured it may heat up more, we weren't really able to design with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video on me trying to make an inexpensive 3D printing pen out of an inexpensive glue gun. We did get it to extract PLA, but really not a success. For more on DIY and making projects, make sure you like and follow Make or Build It, and remember, keep on making. Thank you.